Tuck Erie and the Joel Natale Show. Live at 3:34 from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here. And we love this conversation, and we're glad to have back here in studio Charles and Penny Spacht. They are leading the 39th annual Rick Hinman Thanksgiving Dinner Drive through Erie Insurance and all your friends and so on. Penny, good to see you. Charles, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Give us a little bit of how last year went for the Thanksgiving Dinner Drive.
Mm-hmm. Well, last year was a really, really good year for us. We were able to commit to 3,000 dinners for the Erie area.
That's incredible.
It is an amazing number. It's hard to believe that we've been able to sustain that over the years for the community.
Yeah, and these are complete Thanksgiving meals. That means probably about a 12-pound real frozen turkey.
Yeah.
Rolls, pies, mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce. You know, the whole meal deal.
I would imagine it takes an army to pull this off. Yes. Not just you're providing leadership, but you need boots on the ground for sure, right? I mean,
yes.
Yeah, we do need boots on the ground. From when we look at how we start just even generating the money, we do reach out to our communications team through the office. We actually solicit certain donations or provide donations for different gifts that we do for a raffle. So then we need people that help with that raffle. We last year too, the first time we pulled off a bingo event, very, very successful event to help.
So you're doing this during the year, all focused toward this, or is this all consolidated in November?
These events actually happen in the month of November, the end of October and beginning of November for the majority of them. But the start of the planning goes back into February and March. Okay. That's where we make our commitment with Second Harvest Food Bank on what do we think we're going to do.
Yeah, and thankfully, this partnership with Second Harvest, we're able to utilize their buying power. And starting in March and April really helps because they're able to source the turkeys. So we get a very good deal early. And not knowing what the turkey population is going to be like during the year, we're kind of trying to predict. We're able to make sure that we're able to get the commitment of the 3,000. Unlike some years where turkey prices have gone up because of bird flu, we're able to lock in at a really good price, and we know that we're going to be able to provide for these families.
Talk about how it works. Again, you've been doing this now for 39 years, 1986. And certainly I'm sure it had, small beginnings and grew, right? Yes. But, logistically, what is that complete meal? What's that look like, and how is it distributed, I guess?
This last year it did change a little bit for the distribution, but we have a feeling we're going to get back to what we normally would do with the distribution. That Second Harvest goes through and they vet out all the families that are going to get the dinners. They line up the agencies. With that, they also they come through and determine the dates and times that they want them. So then we have a small team that would get together and look at where all of these are, the dates that they want them, and the quantities. So we then would go through and we would then put the plans together on how we're going to put the trucks. We line up trucks from Second Harvest. We'd also line up trucks from Community Shelter Services, and then we have another gentleman that would also donate a truck. And then we figure out how we have to load them, and we have other volunteers that want to go through and be a part of the delivery.
Sure.
So then we'd set up a schedule for them, schedule for the trucks, schedule for those that are going to help with the deliveries, and then we help load the trucks and send them on their way.
You're assembling individual boxes at Second Harvest?
Yes.
Yes, we will do 3,000 on Monday, and it's all done. We can do 750 complete dinners in a little
Less than
over
90 minutes.
60 minutes.
Yeah, a little over 60 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Between
So
60
you'll do all of it on Monday.
Yes.
You could do $7.50 an hour.
About there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
That's
4
faster than most turkeys, I would imagine. Sorry.
Yes.
It's a dad joke. I'm just overwhelmed by, I'm sorry,
No.
like I'm a data kind of geek, and it astounds me, the logistics of this thing. I mean, yeah, okay, so you guys raise the money, which is, again, a lift in and of itself,
That
mind
is a
you.
huge lift anymore, yes.
Right. So you're raising the money, but then you are assembling 3,000 dinners, and then you're delivering 3,000 dinners in time, in a timely manner, to place. How far is the reach? The distribution.
We keep this to Erie County at this point. 3,000. I mean, obviously, Second Harvest has a larger footprint than that. I mean, if we did
11
more,
counties.
we could potentially go outside of that. But we go from the East County to the West County, all the way down into the the southern parts of it. A lot here in Center City, Erie.
I mean, when you think about, it's about 100,000 households in Erie. You're making a huge dent into, those households.
Unfortunately, yes, it is a dent, and we were very grateful for the 3,000.
Yeah.
But when the current crisis aside, back probably 5 years ago, they figured they could probably use another 7,000 in order.
Like literally 10,000 dinners.
Yes.
Again, I mean, there are other agencies that might fill that
Yes.
gap, right? But
Yes,
still,
definitely.
Yes.
I mean, you're making a significant contribution. It's like over 40 agencies are involved in all this, right?
40. It varies from year to year.
Yeah.
The low number would be 40, but we've done up to at least 50 based on the needs of each of those. Or for that matter, there have been a couple years where we pushed beyond the 3,000, so we extended to other agencies as well.
Does Erie Insurance feel like this is their baby for Thanksgiving? It's kind of
Yes.
they're all in on this, huh?
It's
Your
amazing.
colleagues.
It's what they consider one of their signature events, and it goes right into Erie's philosophy about giving where you live.
Neat.
And we love that saying there, to give where you live, and we've extended it for this specific thing, the Erie family helping the Erie community.
Neat. Tell me about who Rick Hinman was.
Rick Hinman, he's been well known through the Erie Insurance organization, manager in IT over his career, and a man of a giving heart, and he wanted to do something, but he also wanted to teach his family about giving and being a part of that as they grew up. As you see from that infograph there, it did start with one turkey that he had to put a dinner together that he wanted to find a family, and went through, I think it was Catholic Charities Adoptive Services, and others heard of this and said, how can we help you? And so they provided some dinners, and there was more families through that agency that said, you have the dinners, we have the families. And it just became so infectious over the years. More and more people would continue to put dinners together. There'd be contests at the office to put the dinners together. We'd have like hundreds of dinners on the floor, on the third floor of one of our buildings.
Everybody would bring in. Everybody would do the shopping.
Yeah.
You would have boxes all over the place. So, every week, somebody would go shopping and bring in the corn or the beans or whatever. And you would just have them lined all over the place. And it did really become an Erie family thing.
Now it works better at Second Harvest because their buying power is like 4-to-1, right?
Yeah, it grew outside of what they could do
Yeah.
there. That they had two different grocery stores at two different times to help out, and then it grew beyond the capacity of them.
Yeah.
Yes, they could have done with multiple grocery stores, but you really needed the buying power, and that's where Second Harvest came in.
And more people wanted to donate money.
Sure.
As their time, as they didn't have time to do the shopping.
I'm amazed that each of these meals is probably worth about $50, and so the enormity of this all is it's $150,000 project every year.
Yes. Fortunately, with Second Harvest being there, it can vary a little bit. But there again, we have to project.
Sure.
And sometimes it's not until after they've done the sourcing of the foods that we know what it's going to cost. But we have to, based on today's economy, we have to try to strive for that $150,000.
And they keep they will find us the best prices. So maybe they are getting food throughout the the year. So maybe they'll get something early, or somebody will donate something. So then they'll donate it to our project.
We're talking to Charles and Penny Spaft. Talk about the stories. What have you heard from both folks that participate and folks that receive these meals, part of this project?
Actually, why don't you? You're really good at telling the story about the receive and the participate. That is the most telling story.
So we had an employee a couple of years ago who came in to help pack the dinners. And when she came in, she looked and she saw Rick and she thought, boy, you look familiar. And she talks about a time when her and her family moved from, I think it was Chicago, single mother, and circumstances were not good, and they weren't going to be able to have a Thanksgiving dinner. And the kids were told, hey, things are tough. And her mom called her from work one day and said, hey, somebody's donated a dinner. There's going to be a man coming over, and he's going to drop this off. Wanted you to know. Well, the man came over, dropped off the dinner, and here, fast forward to where she's an Erie Insurance employee, and she recognizes Rick as the man being the one who dropped off the dinner.
That's cool.
And we have had other stories. So now she brought her son in to kind of pay it forward. We've had other stories from employees who have gotten dinners from the agencies that help, or that our Second Harvest supports. Mm-hmm. And they have turned around and volunteered their time, and again, paying it forward and getting their children involved so that they have the ripple effect. We've also had situations where Second Harvest has done a corn collection at the different schools. Hey, bring in a can of corn, whatever. Yeah. And we used to have families packing on Saturdays. And we had one family packing, and the son said, I want to put the corn in, because we had the corn at school. Fast forward, last year he was one of the volunteers of the year for Second Harvest. He's now in college. Neat. At the time, he was probably about 10 years old. So it definitely does have a ripple effect, and it impacts more than just Erie Insurance and the employees. It impacts their families.
Yeah. Charles, share why you and Penny do this work.
We're just we're grateful for the things that we have, and we're in a very fortunate situation. We look back, with our kids. Actually, we had our kids understanding the nature of giving and being thankful for what you've got. Mm-hmm. And when we first saw Rick doing this, we donated dinners, mm-hmm. But then we got a little closer to it. I had to put a contest together. I was a part of a contest saying how can you raise the most money in your area for this drive. We had 3 supervisors that were challenged, and so I did a raffle, and we generated the most money, and the outcome of that was a pizza party. So long story short, just the feeling of what that kind of event can give to in another event, and the feeling of helping our neighbors. Yeah. There again, looking back on what Erie Insurance is there for the community, giving where you live, it's such a good feeling with this. And as long as I'm there, I'm a part of this.
Are you seeing young people taking the baton too, Penny?
Oh yes. When we put out the call for volunteers, it was filled within like 2 hours. Nice. And we were getting emails and calls and stuff from people saying, I didn't get in. Can you get me in? Can you slide me in?
Right.
And we're having people, saying, hey, can I be an alternate there? So yes, it is very much, it starts off something small for people who are coming into the company, young people who may not be familiar with this. And it really is infectious. And then what we've also seen is that supervisors and stuff have enjoyed this, and they volunteer throughout the year. Erie gives employees 10 hours every year, and we get paid time to go and support a charity. And so now they'll go to Second Harvest. They had a bean contest. Who can package the most beans? They put two teams, and they'll go head to head. So they kind of make it fun, but you're seeing more and more of the young people going out and doing it on their own. When we used to have the children involved in the packing, we'd get kids coming up to us in the summertime. When can we come pack?
Wow.
When can we come pack? So it really is, once they're there, they're hooked for life.
Neat. So again, the big impact is happening in the next couple weeks here, right? And some 3,000 Erie County families being supported from the 39th annual Rick Hinman Thanksgiving Dinner Drive at Erie Insurance. This is a pleasure to chat with you guys. And, here's the thing. Not everybody puts their hand up. You know what I mean? It takes great character and leadership for you to say, I'm going to step in and coordinate and use my gifts, to help a neighbor. That's really remarkable.
And we're very lucky that Erie Insurance is also willing to give us the time to do this. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could not do this on our own, and we couldn't do it just after hours. Yeah, it is a large undertaking, and we're very grateful.
Yeah, Rick started it. We were more willing to step into this, and we have the beauty of this. When you're talking about younger people and whatnot, we have people right behind us ready to. There are people helping us right now to help with some of the heavy lifting, take the load off of us, and actually be the ones that will succeed us.
Amazing. Charles and Penny Spacht, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
This is
Thank you for having
fantastic.
us.
You got it here. More ahead here. It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show.